Shravan B. Nair and I study in 10th grade at Gems for Justice School, Dubai. Today I'll be presenting my idea for the EGA Design Challenge. So my idea is floating cars. Just like the name suggests, what I want the car to do is to float and to travel on land at the same time. So this is the model of my floating car. As you can see here, this red line is actually an aluminium covering. You might be wondering why I used aluminium. Well, if you take a close look at the periodic table, you will see that the element with the least density is lithium. But lithium is very reactive, meaning that it will react vigorously with air and with water. This means that lithium is not suitable for commercial uses. After lithium comes magnesium. Magnesium is also a little reactive. After magnesium, we have aluminium. Aluminium is not at all reactive and never reacts with air or water. This is why I've used aluminium. It can be used in most commercial applications. Aluminium also has a low density, and if you look back to Archimedes' principle, you know that the object will float if the density of the object is less than the density of the water. However, aluminium has more density than water. So how will it float? Well, actually, Archimedes' principle says that the density of the object submerged should be less than the density of the water. The aluminium that is submerged has a lower density than water because of the convex shape, and this is what makes it float. Now moving down, we have a blue module here, and this is known as the airbag. The airbags contain air, and this air makes the entire car rise up. This helps the car to stay easily afloat. Well, but only if you heat the air will it rise up. So how do we heat the air? You can use a heater to heat the air, but there are two different kinds of heater. One is the electrical energy to heat energy heater, and the second one is a special kind of heater that we'll talk about later. First, let's look at this electricity to heat energy heater. So what happens is, there is a petrol tank here. The electricity generated by the petrol tank is conducted by the aluminium and passes to the airbag. This is where the second property of aluminium comes into use. It is a good, or should I say excellent, conductor of electricity. Without it being a conductor, the electricity would never get to the airbag. So after the electricity has reached the heater, it is directly turned into heat energy that can change the temperature of the air, causing it to rise. Now, the second kind of heater is called a nuclear heater. Why? Because the center particle here is plutonium-238, which is a radioisotope of plutonium. So, plutonium decays by giving out the ionizing radiation beta. It releases beta particles to become stable. Along with this beta particle, it also releases energy in the form of heat, and this energy will be used to increase the temperature of the air, causing it to rise. So, but you might be wondering, how is radioactivity going to be safe for humans? Well, that's where the hero of the day, aluminium, comes to save us. Aluminium is a great absorber of beta radiation, meaning that no radiation will escape out of the heater. So, that is why we can safely use plutonium without radiation and radioactive contamination. Now, this kind of nuclear heater was first used in the Cassini space probe, which is used to orbit the moon. The Cassini space probe had to orbit the moon for a very long time. And by long time, I mean years and years. So, it needed a constant source of heat, and the heat should last for a long time. So that is why they used nuclear reactions to get heat. This is a great way of getting heat because there is no damage to the environment. Now, to my final point, let's imagine you stop the car / boat in an ocean and there is a strong current. This means that the car is likely to move from the place you parked it to some other place far away. So what do you do in this case? You use an anchor to anchor it to the ground where you're going to park it. So anchors need to be very strong so that they don't break apart when there is a high current rate. And this is where aluminium once again comes to save the day. Aluminium has a great tensile strength, meaning that even if it's pulled very tightly on both ends, it will not break. So, if we use aluminium, there is a greater chance that the anchor won't get damaged. Moreover, aluminium forms a layer called aluminium oxide when it first comes into contact with oxygen. This means this prevents it from reacting with the water. So, now I have tried to make maximum use of aluminium in my car model. And some of the uses which I mentioned include the density of aluminium, the conductivity of electricity of aluminium, the conductivity of heat of aluminium. Then I have used its property to absorb beta particles and its high tensile strength. Aluminium is a great tool to use in all types of products, whether it be commercial, personal, or official. Thank you for your valuable time that you have spent watching my video. I hope that my idea was innovative enough for you and that it has sparked up your interest. Thank you so much.